Welcome. I want to continue our conversation and interview with Dr. Richard Cooke. Again, he's a professor at the University of Illinois in the Department of Agricultural and Biological Engineering. He's been heavily involved in the SPHERE project, and working very, very closely with some of his colleagues in the Department of Agricultural Engineering at Jolly University. Again, they're in the process of revising their curriculum, and he's talked a little bit about that in some earlier videos. And what we're going to do now, what he's going to do now is he's going to start talking about things related to assessment. So let me remind you where this fits. Understanding by design, backward design. So we've talked about learning objectives. Here, this is the assessment part. Determine acceptable evidence of learning. And again, all those things wrap back into Bloom's taxonomy and learning objectives. All these things are coordinated, if you recall. So we want to see what he has to share in terms of what that department is doing in thinking about assessments. Hello, Richard. Thanks for joining us again for talking about the experiences you're having in Sierra Leone. Now, my understanding is that your work with the Department of Agriculture Engineering in Njala, you've been putting a lot of effort into learning objectives, and you've also spent some time thinking about assessment. So exams and how those link up with both your learning objectives and Bloom's taxonomy, for example. Can you kind of start to share what you guys have come up with? You talk about a matrix, and I'm really excited to hear about this.
Thank you, Walt. So we want to thank you also for doing these trainings. They have been very helpful to us. So we realize that our evaluation should match up with what we teach and at the level what our learning outcomes are. And we thought that the easiest way to do that would be to come up with some kind of a matrix. This has to be purposeful. So we say, okay, we're looking for each activity. This is mainly about exams because most of the assessment is related to exams at the moment, although we are hoping to introduce more experiential learning. So we would look at each activity, each exam question, and then we would see where this fits into our learning outcomes. And see, which one of these are assessed, and then also at what level of Bloom's taxonomy that we are assessing it. This will help us then to match our goal of, what our levels would be for each year, and also in addition to the work on an individual course, we could look at the whole program overall and to see, if there are any holes, if there's anything that we need to change, and to ensure that all of our objectives are assessed and that they're assessed at the appropriate level of Bloom's taxonomy.
That's great. I'm really excited about what you and your colleagues there have been doing, and I'm really pleased to see that some of the things that we've done in these workshops and talked about are being implemented, and implemented in a very purposeful and intelligent way. So I congratulate you and your colleagues, and again, I thank you for participating in these interviews.
Thank you, Walt.